Okay, folks, here's some tips and tricks to getting yourself going in smart music with the different tools. First off, when you come in, you'll notice that there are buttons along the top middle. These are the most important buttons that you're going to hear. This is how to calibrate your microphone on the device that you're using. So if you're using a Chromebook, this will make your Chromebook microphone set. Just a quick note, if you go to hit record and you haven't done this yet, it'll just make you do it. So you can save yourself a click by just ignoring this button altogether and just using the record button. You can use this button to practice with, so the green play button will just play the song for you, and then you can listen to it, practice with it, study it. I recommend using this button a lot before you end up using this button. This button is the culmination of your work. This is when you're really ready, you've practiced a bunch, and you feel really confident. Looking at the top row of the icons on the Smart Music page, the display button may be helpful for you. When you come into this area, you're going to see on the far right-hand corner that there's a zoom function. When you use the zoom function, it will make the music bigger, usually. You can also use the full screen button to make a lot of your extra stuff go away. Play around with these different settings for whatever you need. When under the tracks button, you'll see the accompaniment slider. This is the part of the music that is like the backing track. It's the fun stuff. A lot of times this will confuse students more than help them, so I recommend cutting this off unless we're doing some sort of special project. When you come across to the My part, this is the lever that will allow you to hear your instrument being played along with the notes that are on the screen. So when you hit the green play button or the red record button, it will play the My part for you. This can be helpful. I have this disabled on some of our songs, so if you have this unmuted where it's orange and you go to record, you'll notice that it has a red exclamation mark sometimes. If that happens, click the mute button and you'll see that it goes away. The metronome button is the click, that happens the whole time. I strongly recommend that you use the metronome at all times. If you're not using the My part, you definitely have to have the metronome on or the accompaniment. Over here on the left-hand side, you'll see that there's a tempo marking. The tempo is the speed of the song. So if you find that the music that you're playing is too hard, click the down negative button to slow it down. If you need to record it at a specific tempo because of my parameters, you'll notice that this red record button has an exclamation mark on it. If that's the case, practice slowly, steadily bumping up the tempo every time you practice. And then at the end, if you're not sure what the tempo should have been to begin with, just hit this circle button. It'll bring it back to the original. This is a very handy tool as well. This is the count off. So when you go to hit play or record, it defaults to 4 beats. You may want to turn that up to 8. That way you hear 2 full measures of count off before it starts. Whenever you click on a button and a note in Smart Music, it will give you 2 options. You'll see a fingering for that. You'll also see that it's sometimes 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3. That just means that there's alternate fingerings for that note. You always use the one that is 1 out of 2 unless I state specifically in the video instructions. It's very rare that I don't use the first option. The other thing that you'll see is the wave button. This plays the note out loud. That's important for when you're trying to get your notes together when you're first starting out learning a song. You click on it. When you hit record and have a song recorded into Smart Music, you'll start seeing that the My Takes area starts having different submissions, and you can actually record multiple times and keep lots of items, and then when you're ready to pick the one you like the best, click on the one with the best grade or the best sound, and right here, it's invisible right now, but will be a submit button. For those of you who struggle looking at Smart Music and seeing the red notes makes you sad or whatever, you can actually click off the show assessment under assessment button. I don't recommend this, but it is handy for those of you who get frazzled in the moment as you're recording. You don't like seeing that stuff in the background as you're moving forward with your song. So you can click that button to turn it off. There are a few other tips and tricks I'll show you along the way, but for now, this is enough. Good luck on your first recordings, and I look forward to hearing you. Bye-bye.